this country's ever seen. It's very obvious.
Turns out QAnon was right. Just they had the wrong people.
They had the wrong guy.
Just insane.
They voted in the guy. No.
What the fuck?
Did you see Sheehy?
We are as dumb as people say.
Did you see Sheehy on CNN when he was talking about, well, look, the president, he makes one small policy shift and you're going to hold it against him for 4 years? And she was like, well, the no wars was kind of a pretty big part of his campaign. And so I think that's the talking point they're going with is like, oh, look, this happens all the time.
Dude, I think I don't think it's easy to overstate how big those sorts of betrayals are to MAGA.
Huge.
Right.
They're
huge.
big.
They're huge.
Read my lips.
And that's not
Read
like
my
a
lips, yeah.
it's not like a subtle policy thing, right? Like how healthcare got a little bit worse.
No.
That is like
Releasing
we went
the
to war or
files
didn't go
and
to war.
going
Yes.
war.
No new wars.
And
That's the whole
the
thing.
files
Black or
were
white.
the biggest thing to these people by far.
And it's either
course.
they told us they would release them, not like not like drag it out, not redact them, release them.
And then his
Grab a drink, buckle up, and prepare to question your life choices because we're just a bunch of handful of Montana guys trying to make sense of this madness. This is Beer Buds in the Big Sky, brought to you by the Montana Tap House, where the beer is cold and the takes are hot. And joining us as a guest host tonight this evening, candidate for U.S. House of Representatives, Ryan Busse. And tonight we're diving into the Iran war, the economy, the Epstein fiasco, and why Zinke and Daines are jumping ship. So crack one open, settle in, and let's get into it. For our host tonight, Mike Jopek.
Hey, Kevin, good to see you. You're handsome as ever.
Aw.
Yep. Good boy. Did you see those Kingmakers? Zinke, he's anointed Arian Flint, that shock jock radio host, and Daines anoints Kurt Elmy, Gianforte's first budget director. And last year, Daines anointed Sheehy, Richie Rich. Oh my God. I get it. The R's are going to be pig biting mad. I mean, a lot of us Democrats were pig biting mad last year when, what's his name, Biden anointed Harris to be our candidate, and we missed out on the primaries.
Yep.
What's his name? You forgot Biden's name.
That tough one to forget.
Ryan Hennon.
So we've got war with Iran. Trump is sending your adult children to war so he can spend his time focusing on your underage ones.
Ed Doctor.
You guys, I know our audience is quite liberal and, their ears are gentle and can't take much. And I hate to use the R word, but I'm going to tell you, you got to be one dumb Republican to believe anything that's coming out of this administration anymore at all without it. We've said it before. I'll say it again. No wars, releasing the files, lower health care, all this shit, lowering prices. If there's a turning point for MAGA, hey, MAGA, it's now. It's right now. If you can understand. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we got Ryan Busse here tonight. Thanks for coming,
Ryan's
Ryan.
here. What's up, Ryan?
And you guys are right.
What's up, Ryan?
I've only been wrong about the wheels coming off of MAGA for 16 years. Right? I feel like once a week
It seems obvious.
I might text Ed something like, dude, the wheels are going to come off. And
this is the
wrong
time.
again. But guess what? It's finally here, brother.
Yeah, it's wobbly now.
Wheels are off.
I'm
Big
telling
time.
you, the wheels are wobbling on this thing.
Yeah.
Feels way different on the campaign trail than it did a couple years ago.
We're pretty much sliding down the hill with no wheels on the sled.
It is a sled now. It is a sled. There are no more wheels.
Well, it's like I went and gassed up today. It was $3.
Yep.
$3 gas shot up.
Trump did that.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Okay, explain to me this. So these gas companies, I'm assuming it's like everywhere else. Your gas stations are independent. You buy your tank of gas, your tanker. They fill it up. That costs you what it costs you. But then when gas prices go up in the stock market like the next day, all of a sudden they shoot at 30, 40 cents. You're like, wait a second. This gas was in this tank a week ago when you bought it. But gas doesn't work that way, does it?
This is like the old business thing, right? You can make your money off me coming or going, but you got to pick one.
Yeah,
That's
right.
when they get you both.
They definitely
exactly.
do. Whenever they want, however they want.
And it's like they said this war, so we are, for those that don't know, we are now, bombing the shit out of Iran.
Big time.
They said it would take a day. They said we would be in and out. And then it was 2 or 3 days, and now Hegseth said today it's going to take 8
that
weeks.
The justifications for this war have been dubious.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe it. We're getting different answers from every one of these heads of state on why they're going to war.
Well,
that's fucking
That
nuts.
is shocking.
Yeah, right.
Oil.
So there
oil.
was-
It's
there
like
was-
Venezuela.
Oil.
There was
exactly.
less planning for this than there is for a corner hot dog stand. I am
You know,
shocked.
I listen to some
Color me
influence.
Hegseth shocked.
Yes, if they tried to get that hot dog stand in Whitefish, they'd still be in the application process.
Yeah, they would.
City council would drag you to hell.
Oh my God, tyrants! Tyrants It's all of them.
Process.
Well, but they're trying to end the war quickly before it escalates into Biden's fault, right?
Yeah, well, they better because I see him being at fault. And Obama too. You got to blame him a little bit for this, you know.
Did you see him, Trump, launching the war in his USA hat, and he's slurring his words? And
Also,
he just
and
so
then-
bad.
looked like
and
shit.
So right after he sends our boys to war in peril, probably getting our soldiers killed, Trump takes his time to have this nice, fancy, big champagne party down there in Mar-a-Lago.
I know.
That sort of concern that he emotes is so
Wow.
touching.
So did you see
Well,
in
it's
his
like
interview?
George Bush's, just go shopping. That's Trump is like, let's go to the country club.
I mean, you saw the interview where he's talking about the war and this, 6 service members at that time was 4 that died. He's like, yeah, and it's unfortunate. But you know what I'm doing with these drapes in the East Wing? No fucking shit. Switches like that.
No,
Like,
but it's literally like Lord Farquaad from
Right. Some of you
I am going to do this. Some of you may die, but I am willing to
It's
make
a risk
that
I'm willing to
sacrifice.
take.
very big of you, sir.
Right. Your kids have to die. My kids will get richer. That's just the way it is. There's no way around that.
You want it.
But
You voted for this.
Even Eric, the dumb one.
Right, even the dumb one who I don't love, never have. But, perfect encapsulation of the Trump administration. He's, declaring this war from a country club in Florida. If that
That's
ain't,
crazy.
It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no
Fortunately,
senator's son. If that ain't a fortunate son, I don't know what is.
No, it is brutal. It's very bad.
Right, and he said that's the way it is. There's going to be more dead. It's unlikely. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes.
That's the way it is, but could I talk about my $400 million ballroom?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of pathetic.
You can't have health care, but I can have faux gold in my $400 million ballroom.
They give the
Did you
orders
see
from
the
their
price
country
of gold
club
today and silver?
Oh, did it go
Holy
skyrocket?
fuck. No,
5,600?
down. They went
down?
down.
Yeah.
Everything went down.
right.
It's
Except for
bad.
gas prices.
Except
Right,
gas
fucking-
prices. They're
And
up.
your 401k.
So Trump, and we said this a little bit last week, and Mike just brought it up, oil. This is like, I saw this influencer, and he says, listen, this is not about the Epstein files. This is not a distraction. This is oil. This is all about oil. And I'm like, you know what? That makes a fucking makes complete sense. It really does. Think about it. I mean, and he's taking this oil from Venezuela, put it in his own account. He's going to take the oil from Iran. I mean, and I don't know how they're going to open up the Strait of Hormuz, or what do they do? Like,
Weird. You get rid of the solar panels and the windmills, and suddenly you have to go bomb the oil countries.
Yes.
it's
it's
exactly
like weird.
kind of weird.
So
huh?
it's insane
Drives me
that
nuts.
somebody who values free market, right?
Right.
The cheapest energy to put on the market right now is wind and solar. It's
Yeah.
by far the cheapest.
And gone.
And yet they are trying to strangle it, and we're trying to
But it kills birds.
we're trying to increase the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz through this dangerous, part of the world. It's a silliness.
It's amazing, but it was like at his meeting in Mar-a-Lago, he said, "Give me $1 billion, get me elected, you'll get what you want." And all their stocks have gone crazy.
And
He's doing
nothing
all
could be
this.
truer.
And he talks about because this is how dumb America or just MAGA is. But even a lot of people in the middle that voted for him and believe him. And he says China does not produce any wind energy. They are the #1 producer of wind energy in the world by far. But he says
And
it over
solar.
and over and over, and solar. Says it over and over and over. He says us and Europe are suckers for buying this. So it's obvious
The
that
Chinese
he's
have these things called scientists.
lots of them, and they're taking our brightest ones apparently these days. Right now, going to university for nothing compared to America.
But I mean, isn't this the way that it always fucking goes with these people? It's it's
turn it
like,
off.
they give orders from the beach. Americans get to go die in the desert. They make money off the government. We get to pay more. They get away with crimes. The people that protest those crimes get arrested or killed.
Yeah.
No one's ever held accountable, and that's the way it is. So on and on and on.
Greatest country on earth, you say?
Right? Yeah. Right.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, what the fuck? I mean, and what's it going to take? Honestly, Ryan, a lot of these guys running as Democrats around the state, around the country. I felt inspired by Talrico. I call him Little White Obama or Oyster Man, Plattner. I mean, I'm just getting some inspiration from these guys. Love hearing you talk, Russ talk, Matt talk. All these guys, they're talking about a message and something that's, bigger than, making all the money in the world. Because, to these guys, they're just putting it in our face now. Now they don't care.
God, yes,
I mean,
they're
it's like, they're flaunting
It's
it.
full on corruption.
They're dabbing
It's
on
full
this.
on. It's,
They're high stepping into
They
the
don't
end zone.
care at all. But Montanans are hungry. They want to know where we're going to go. They want
I think
out
so.
of this quagmire. They're
hope so.
tired of fighting this cultural war crap. You know, they get their kids to trade school. They want to be able to afford their gas and their groceries. They want to see that positive vision moving forward. And I think that's the direction that we need to kind of help Montanans get to.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely
Because
do.
this quagmire is crap.
It's really amazing. I mean, I think about I've lived in the Flathead Valley for 31 years. I moved here. I bounced around rentals, right? Sarah and I joke like we both married poorly, equally poorly. Didn't ever inherit a penny, and we scraped up enough money to buy a house for $127,000, and to us that was like $1 trillion.
Yeah.
And but that kind of Montana gave us chances. I know Mike feels that way. Like
my first house was $50,000.
and now there are no chances.
No.
My boys are 18
Zero.
and 21, and I'm like, where are their chances?
No, it's gone.
I don't know how I'm a dad for those two kids, and I feel that burden heavily. I feel like this place owes them chances, and we're not doing it.
No.
And so I think people like me, it's incumbent on people like me to lean in, and if Democrats are in the way, put the fucking elbow in their side.
Yeah.
You know,
Without a doubt.
get out of the way. Healthcare. There's still tons of Democrats who are afraid to say the words universal health care.
It's so fucking
Get
stupid.
out of the way.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. We have the money.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. We have the money. At
Well,
least
so do those corporate Democrats, and look where they're getting the money to not get out of the way.
exactly. Well, they're getting it from the healthcare industry, of course.
Tupac was singing about it in the 90s. They got money for wars, but not for the poor.
Yeah. No, of course.
You know how much we're
Comes
spending on
first.
this Iraq this Iran
I
deal?
don't know.
$1.1 billion a day.
Days.
Billion with a B.
Days.
So when people
God,
tell
imagine
you
what
we
we could do in
can't
Vegas with that kind of money.
we can't afford health care.
would die.
We can't fund Medicaid. We can't give SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
$1.1 billion a day.
And they keep saying we can't. So that's what I think these politicians nowadays have to hold them accountable for. Those are just lies. When they
spend
say you can't, that's a lie.
And what
horseshit.
Gallego says the other day, right? So we're depleting every one of these Patriot missiles we shoot. It's between $900,000 and $1 million per missile, And so we're depleting the supply like crazy.
Right.
And like Gallego says, when they come to us and say fund this replenishment, he's like, we're not giving you one fucking penny of SNAP and Medicaid and Medicare
'Cause that's where they're taking it
Because
from.
that's where they're taking it from.
Yeah. And then they have the balls to tell young kids who can't afford a house. They say, well, you just got to cut back on the avocado toast. You got to cut back on the lattes, make coffee at home.
Yeah.
And it's like, at this point, it's like, instead of spending your money on lattes and avocado toast, they should have spent their money on particle physics research so they can build a time machine and go back to 1974 to when they can afford a fucking house.
No shit. And now AI, like AI is going to do all that for them, so they should have spent it on something else.
Right.
You know
Right,
what?
no shit. Well, the one thing is the poor, the downtrodden, the lower class do not vote really
I
much
vote
at
plenty.
all. You know, well, outside of Mike and us. But the
Vote
truth
early,
is
vote
they don't.
often.
So those issues, that's why they don't talk about them. That's why they don't seem to care about them.
Well,
because, they know these people don't vote, and they're making it harder actively trying to make it harder for
Ed,
they
I
say,
think
it's free to vote.
It's even worse than that. Those people don't have the money to contribute big time to campaigns,
That
and that's
too,
where the
yeah.
influence is.
Of course.
That's
Of
where the
course,
influence
they
is.
don't have that at all.
I mean, a bunch of working class folks in Whitefish or Kalispell, they can't form a super PAC.
No,
know?
no. They're not whitefish, a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, this is such a fucking disaster for the right wing. This Iran war is crazy. You've got Carolyn Levitt up there.
80% of the people don't want it.
You've got Carolyn Levitt up there saying the president attacked Iran because he had a feeling that they were going to. Remember the buildup? It took 2 years for the Bush administration to convince everyone that there were WMDs, and Colin Powell gave his little speech at the UN, and everyone, kind of rallied around the flag. But they've got the press secretary just saying, well, you had a feeling.
We just got out of the longest war, Afghanistan, 20 years. We just got out of there, and now we got to go back.
Okay.
I mean, they say
got one for that.
They say, okay, there's going to be an imminent strike, but our own intelligence agencies say there's no imminent strike.
Nothing.
And then they say, okay, they're going to have nuclear capabilities in a week. Excuse me. Look at the official press release from the White House that says 6 months ago we obliterated their nuclear capabilities, and it says this is from the White House. Everything else is fake news. So Don't take my word for the
Cake's
fact that
breath,
it's lies.
shit.
Cake's breath says, wait, what do you mean? What do you think? We're supposed to go to Congress to get permission? This is a surprise. This is a surprise. This is an attack. Okay, so they didn't see all the fucking carriers going into the goddamn Gulf and all the fucking helicopters and airplanes flying around and all the news talking about how Iran's going to get bombed any day from America?
They
Fuck
didn't get
you.
the memo like,
What the
like,
fuck is that?
exit the premises on the embassies. Like, that wasn't
Yeah.
a sign?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Huckabee getting his people out of Israel. I don't even want to talk about that.
You just
fucking
mentioned,
guy.
Afghanistan.
Right.
It's like,
20-year war.
forgive me if I'm a little skeptical of the new war in the Middle East when we just spent 20 fucking years and $2 trillion to fight the Taliban, only to give the power back to the Taliban,
Yep.
and we send them $80 million a week in an annuity. I mean, Afghanistan that goes right into the hands of the Taliban.
So
Yep.
let's give
So
credit where
forgive me.
credit's due, right? We can break shit, right?
We
our,
certainly can.
our military is awesome. We can break shit. But the building of stuff is hard.
It is.
The reconstruction of stuff is hard.
And expensive.
And this is Trump 101. He can go into government. He can break shit.
Yeah.
He can take apart departments. He can defund stuff. But building stuff takes intelligence, dedication.
Yeah.
And so we fly in, and all we're doing right now is breaking shit.
Yeah.
The building stuff is hard.
We're not, there's
We got a
nobody's
comment
building.
From our good buddy Chris in northern Idaho.
Oh.
He's a frequent follower of the podcast, and
Randy Weaver.
he says, as a dad of a Marine, my biggest concern is that Hegseth is pushing for boots on the ground.
Right.
The Iranians are not the same as the Iraqi people as far as the military goes, and I think that's important to think about.
Right.
Oh, I
Well,
think so.
I've said for years that
They've been
there's
preparing for 50 years for this.
nobody hates living veterans more than Republicans.
Yeah.
Dead veterans they love because they can put them on a poster, they can put them in an
Didn't
ad.
he break one of their arms
Right, but
yesterday?
living veterans with opinions, experiences, and like medical needs, they hate those. Yeah, they break your fucking
R.
hand.
Kelly.
My dad was a merchant marine oil tanker chief engineer, and so he's been oil tankers all through those areas, some of the meanest places on the planet.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
you cannot get those oil tankers through that strait without them getting in trouble, and so they're gonna have to put boots on the ground if they want to protect that strait.
That's
and
true.
That's a
That's
problem.
true.
I don't know if you saw those senators that came out of the hearing yesterday with Trump, with the hearing, and basically they told him boots on the ground are coming. And
Yeah.
those senators look like, I mean, their eyes look like two piss holes in the snow,
should.
dude. They were like,
Wow.
yeah.
It's insane. I can't believe we're doing this all over
I
again.
can't believe it
20
either.
short years.
I'm blown
A
the
generation.
fuck away.
Here we are
Well,
again.
and for one, him promising no new wars, this president of the Board of Peace, all this shit he makes up. For one, MAGA, you assholes for voting for him. We all told you. And you were warned, but you didn't care. You were greedy. You either wanted brown people out of this country or you thought you were going to make more money. It's all about greed, pure and simple. But what's going on now and doing and having this war where he said he wasn't, he's ended 9 wars, complete lie. All these lies that he tells constantly over and over. This has to be the fucking breaking
well, I
point.
will tell you. So
it has to be.
There's a couple things on the campaign trail, and this this war thing, no small thing, is one of them, because it's such a black and white sort of bifurcating thing.
Right.
We are going to war, or we aren't going to war.
No shit.
There's no like. In the middle of it, right?
No
you
shit.
either release the Epstein files or you didn't release the Epstein files.
And this administration's classic at that shit, man.
Epstein. Ed, that was the first mention. Steve, bring me the briefcase.
Oh, Epstein. We have a mention of Epstein. We got the
the
briefcase.
files right here. Bring it up, Steve.
Bring the files.
No, don't throw it. You'll knock it out.
Yeah.
We've got the files right here. Let's see what's
About time we open
inside.
the files.
See what's
Oh,
inside.
yes. Oh,
Okay,
there's big
here we
print.
go.
Oh.
Putting Netanyahu on the Board of Peace is like putting Jeffrey Epstein in charge of a daycare. Trump announces that every American life lost in this forever Iran war will henceforth be referred to as Epstein's angels. The opposite of woke appears to be pedophile. House of Representatives votes 357 to 65 to block release of congressional sexual misconduct reports. That settles it. The United States of Epstein has spoken. It's time to change fuck you money to fuck kids money. Thank you. That's your Epstein files for this week.
Get the files out of here.
that was like 1,000,000 pages worth.
So anyway, as you were saying,
we would have said more.
but it's like, I think what pisses a lot of people off, and any incumbent right now should be terrified, is because we've been told forever that there's no money for libraries, there's no money for healthcare, there's no money for universities, there's no money for high-speed rail, there's no money for sewer upgrades, but there's always infinite money for war.
Infinite.
Yeah.
Always
And
has been.
speaking of war, this number I've been spouting this on the campaign trail, but speaking of war, ICE and DHS. ICE Barbie got fired today. We
Yeah.
can talk about that.
Rest in peace.
$191 billion is the budget for ICE.
Crazy.
And the reason this is important, that's more than all but 14 militaries on the face of the planet. That's more than the U.S. Marine Corps budget. $191 billion.
Yeah, it's
so
more than
don't tell me we don't have
CIA.
money. Don't tell me we don't have money.
Right.
We have I mean, that's, again, richest country on earth. And I do think politicians are going to start being forced to at least bring the discussion to the table of taxing billionaire people.
But they don't talk to their constituents.
Yeah, well, they don't.
They only talk to their donors, and they're not going to say that.
No,
to
their
donors.
constituents are the billionaire people.
Well, that's what they are. Well, that's where we have to have this change.
Right.
We've got to.
Consider this. If you're a hedge fund guy making 35, 40, 50 million dollars right now,
God, I wish.
you use this little trick called the carried interest loophole, and you pay a flat 10% tax.
Yep. Sounds like Steve.
Does anybody else in here pay 10% tax?
No.
Right?
I'm not a teacher.
So don't tell me that they don't have representation.
Right.
They got plenty,
They
of,
got plenty of
representation.
representation.
They got lobbyists. They got guys in private jets. They got dudes that say representative on the card. But those people ain't representing us.
No.
No, but you got to think they're really kind of like freaking out.
They should be.
Their poll numbers were in the dump before all this war started
Right.
happening. We know what happened to George W. when that war started. He got the boot, and you got to think that they're going to start freaking out any minute. And we see that they're starting to retire, like the Daines Zinke contingency.
Yeah.
Well, then you get guys like Sheehy that go on CNN and say, we didn't start this war, but we're going to finish it.
I don't get
like,
that.
I've spent my
I don't
entire
get
life
that.
afraid to leave my house because the Ayatollah is going to kill me. And now I can breathe free because President Trump has liberated the Iranians.
So if that's true, we have been at war with the Ayatollah for 47 years.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Okay,
Yep.
so why did we pick last frickin' week to go?
I know.
God,
that
he
was-
didn't have a tea time.
Well, that was
I
Tom-
think he was off the.
That was
golf
Tom
course.
Cotton Tom Cotton, senator from Arkansas, who maybe had the dumbest response. He said, Iran has been an imminent threat to the U.S. for 47 years. Nothing can be imminent for 47 years, moron.
Well, everything
work that way.
Everything was fine when we had the Shah. But when they took the hostages and the Iran-Contra
Yes.
stuff happened, and then we got Saddam and with Rumsfeld war planning together in the same office. I mean, that was troubling times.
Well, it's like saying the Minnesota Vikings have been an imminent threat to win the Super Bowl since 1963. It's just not true.
Not true at all. Not even
Please
close.
beat his ass, Hallie. Friend of the pod. She's running against him in Arkansas. Hallie, beat his ass, Hallie.
Please beat Cotton, please.
Put this nerd to bed.
I'm
Isn't
glad-
he hiding under a table on January 6th or something?
That was Mark Wayne. That was Mark Wayne Mullen. He was the one hiding.
Mark Wayne Mullen.
But now they're saying that there's Iranian sleeper
Cherokee
cells.
Nation.
Right.
Iranian
They're
sleeper
supposed to
cells
start
in the
happening
U.S. that they're going to
anytime.
activate.
And they're not. It hasn't happened. I mean, all this imminent threat bullshit, like, we've been through this before. And, okay, America does have a short memory because, obviously, they forgot what Trump did the first term, so they elected him 4 years later. I mean, America, we're known for short memories. We don't really give a fuck about what happened 2 years ago.
we
We're
don't
all
even
for
know what
now.
happened last week on the pod.
You're right. Well, that's us. But, this Iraq thing and how bad it really was and the cost and the toll it took. And we're doing the same fucking thing in a much more dangerous way.
So
this
I think
isn't even fucking close.
I think everybody needs to understand what could happen here, right? We had this is very similar to Syria. This place is 3 times bigger than Syria with 90 million
90
people
million
in it.
people.
So what could happen is we start this sectarian war, which we probably we're in the process of doing.
I think chaos is the design.
And so it spirals into this sort of refugee crisis. Remember the Syrian refugee crisis almost crashed Europe, right?
Yes.
This is 90 million people.
Yes.
Right.
So
Right.
the genius forethinkers back there have apparently not thought about any of this.
I don't think so.
If we set
This is not an
90
exit
million
plan
people
administration.
into a refugee crisis in a sectarian war,
Brutal.
OMG.
Yeah, brutal.
It
What
is
the
going
fuck?
to be a disaster. And this is why every president up until now has looked at this Iran thing and thought, yeah,
Probably
evil, warmonger, terrorist, but be
But-
careful, don't upset this apple cart because it could lead to something that is much worse.
Yeah.
And we're on the verge of causing it.
Yeah, and then have a better reason for the American people than Iranian sleeper cells. Because I'm not very smart, but my
I know
initial
that.
thought was, okay, well, if there's Iranian sleeper cells embedded in the United States, then what has our intelligence community that's been spying on us for the last 30 years through the Patriot Act? Did they just miss all that? Have they just been watching
Actually,
people?
the last couple of years,
should
they
know
have
where
been,
that is.
No, they have been solely focused on finding people making burritos for you.
Right, it's like
that's true. That's a
they've
big
just been
deal.
watching people jerk off,
Yeah.
and it's like, and if there are,
It's all lies.
If there are Iranian sleeper cells, who's going to find them? Cash Patel.
Yeah, well,
I mean, there's going to be a nuke, a suitcase nuke that goes off in this country because Cash missed an emergency briefing because he was riding around in Gravedigger, the monster truck, at a fucking rally somewhere.
he doesn't look like a redneck, but he sure is.
Shotgunning beers with a hockey team.
Right,
I know.
Jesus Christ. We have Aaron Rodgers speaking out against you, like going into the locker room. Maybe
But
rethink
the
your life
only
choices.
chance the Republicans have come November is to have chaos.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah,
no
you're right.
chance
They're all in
without
on that now,
chaos.
Mike.
Yeah.
They are all in.
They're all
It
gonna
is.
sink
It's
or
obvious.
float together.
Like I said,
Yeah.
this is what's going on now is absolute political suicide.
It is.
There's just no fucking way around it, especially after the Iraq War. Like every Republican, Republicans are going, holy fuck,
and it makes-
fuck, it's gonna be all Democrats in 28.
Yeah, this is what a Republican campaign manager looks like after the Iran war starts.
Yeah, exactly. But it makes you ask these questions. It makes me ask the question: who's calling the shots here? Who's in
Right.
charge?
It's gotta be crazy orange
Right?
old man.
Or it's
Grandpa.
Israel.
It's his gut.
It's
Or is
Israel.
it Netanyahu? I
I
mean,
like it when people say
It's God is in charge.
nothing to do with this. It's like are you
Israel said
fucking
they're ready
kidding
to.
me?
Israel said they're ready to fight to the bitter end. They're ready to fight until the last American.
Netanyahu dog walked Trump right into this
He absolutely
thing.
did.
Of course.
He
And then
absolutely did.
Yahoo was on Hannity. I love how he goes on Hannity. Of course. I love how they're friends. I mean,
he does.
I love how Tucker Carlson is now ripping every one of them a new asshole.
know.
That shows you the fractures in the right.
I
All the media.
refuse to say love and Tucker Carlson in the same sentence. So
You're
I-
right.
but-
You're right. I know, and I can't believe I even did that. I can't believe I ended up watching his
Who's
shit.
calling the shots on this war? It's not
But,
me. Is
I
it
mean,
you?
his interview with Huckabee was incredible. Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah. What? His laugh is fucking horrible. Like,
Well, it's
I mean,
like,
it's bad.
but I think it's time to finally say it. We've had a lot of boneheaded presidents throughout the years, but I think it's safe to say Benjamin Netanyahu's the worst U.S. president in the world.
I will never vote for him again.
No,
I will
worse.
not vote for
I
him.
mean,
that.
48, gotta
I made
go.
a mistake.
Never
No.
again. I will
No.
not vote for that
I mean,
guy
listen,
again.
we know now. Marco Rubio said it. The reason that we went to war in Iran is because our ally Israel was going to go to war first.
Yes.
And we
And they were gonna
decided,
strike us.
well, and even here Trump said, I don't think they beat me to it. I think I beat them to it.
Right.
But what is
It's
this?
so fucked
this
up.
is some 7th grade fucking
It
college
is.
game.
It's crazy when they're all telling you there's different reasons. Imminent threat, though Israel was going to attack them anyway, or they were going to attack Israel. Like, dude, you guys, I mean, okay, 30% of the country is dumb enough to fucking buy this,
Yeah.
without a doubt, because they're still buying it. There's still people commenting on our shit, which is awesome. And I want to thank a lot of you trolls and the people, because you're just showing how stupid you people
So they're
are.
like, yeah,
It's
go.
insane.
Like, send our boys to Iran.
Yes, let's go. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
you know?
personally-
I got two,
Yeah.
as a dad of an 18 and 21-year-old boy, my boys are not going to Iran.
No.
Well, I'll do the counterpoint. I was initially against it, but then I did see a GMC truck commercial with an interracial couple in it, and I am
you're
all for the war.
Oh,
around.
okay, all right.
I'm all for it.
So there was a gay couple on the street holding hands, and
Yep, I'm all for it. God
you
damn
go.
it.
that we must go to war
What did
over.
you say the Democrats would, what they would do about
I
the
did see
Ayatollah?
Chuck Schumer said he said the new Ayatollah, they have demands. The new Ayatollah should be a female woman of color,
Yes, that's the
which is
Democrats.
tough but fair. Classic Schumer
Classic,
hardline.
hardline liberal.
Only after we send them a strongly worded
Right.
letter that demands that.
Right.
Yes.
Tough
And
but
it would
fair.
have to go through several committees, so
Yes.
we'd vet
Yep.
it.
But it was
and
like,
the consultants got to
but it's like Ryan was saying. This is costing us $1 billion a day. We're going to be at we're going to be at $15 billion in no time, which was the entire amount that everyone shit their pants over when it came to SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which just
Hungry
tells,
kids.
which just
Hungry kids.
Yeah, tells me
Kids
we've
being
got
hungry.
we've
They
got
can't vote.
$15 billion to kill Iranians, but we don't have $15 billion to feed our own people.
Never enough money to feed the kids.
Crazy.
I mean, what do you think the war is going to do for the economy? I mean, you got to think that the
God.
people back home are thinking that, look, everything's already expensive enough.
Right.
I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Now gas is going through the roof.
Right.
And I saw how the last war played out,
Yeah.
and it didn't play out well.
Right. It's like everything is more expensive. We're getting pounded. raise that you do get at work just gets eaten up by inflation.
Hillbilly-
Then you've got all your leaders on TV arguing about, was this a war? Was this a targeted airstrike? Is this
Right,
one or
yes.
the they're arguing about this stupid bullshit like
I'm
it's
just going to take Zinke's post.
Yeah.
He said, "We are at war." I don't know. Seems plain to me.
right. And then it's like it's like we're talking about. Arguing about champagne. It's like, no, it's got to come from the war region in France. Anything else is sparkling combat. It's like, this is so fucking stupid.
But the war thing, I mean, it doesn't, I mean, just like the last wars, people still went shopping, they still had the things.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, people
but
live
the
their
people
lives.
back, they got to deal with their work and their jobs. I think this is going to have a real ripple effect on the economy.
Well, it will, but you got the hillbillies, like friends of mine growing up during the Iraq War. You just wait. Gas is going to be fucking 20 cents a gallon because we're going in there, we're taking that goddamn oil, and it's going to be ours. And
20 cents a gallon?
That never works.
$6.20.
Yeah, exactly. That never works. It never worked. In fact, what was it in year two of that war? Some gas is already up to $4 a gallon.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
gonna be brutal.
it was like, dude, like that was the gas was like the highest it ever was for us. Pretty much was during that Iraq War, where it was like $4.80 a gallon or something. That's insane.
It reminds me of the Zinke ad we all remember from two
Yeah.
years ago.
like $2
You remember when a
gas.
gallon of gas cost a couple of bucks? Yeah, it was Saturday, Ryan. That's when it was.
It was before the Strait of Hormuz was bombed.
God damn it. Yeah, this was like 4 days ago. Son
Yes,
of a bitch.
before we put our aircraft carriers near Iran.
And that's
Jesus
just
Christ.
and that's another thing that tells you how they know their voters that they're targeting are pretty fucking dumb because they don't have enough fucking skills upstairs to say, wow, okay, so gas is 50 cents cheaper. My tank is 20 gallons. Okay, how much money is that a year? $300 I'm
$10
saving.
every
Holy
time you
fuck, I'm
gas up.
saving $300 a year. Wow, dude.
No, but it's the people in charge are just as stupid as they are.
I will tell you this,
yeah.
guys, though. I campaigned for governor. We were talking about this before
Your
we
electric
went
bill
on there.
doubled, but boy, I'm saving $300 on gas a year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I drove a shit ton, right? I drove 220,000 miles. But voters now, like, it's different than it was 2 years ago because of live experience. They are feeling it. They
Yeah.
really are. Like you,
Well,
it's brutal.
especially with healthcare.
I'm
dude.
telling you, you can't talk to a bunch of voters that they are not freaked out
Yeah.
about healthcare, about their kid getting sick, or
They
about
should
getting in a
be.
car
Yeah.
accident, or about coming home and seeing their health insurance bill like double or tripled. Like, and you know what? And even Republican voters, they may not want to call it a government name, like don't call it Medicare for all, but they're like, I don't care what you do, but fix this shit. And
Yeah.
and Democrats right now, if you're not leaning into universal health care, the health insurance industry profits $74.1 billion.
It's insane.
$74.1 billion a year in this
Right.
country. None of that is helping healthcare. So all you Democrats that aren't leaning in to universal health care, get out of the way. Somebody's coming. They're going to put an elbow on your side. I get elected, it's going to be me. Like, we have to fight for this.
It's important. There's just no excuse anymore that there's 47 industrialized nations out there, and we're the only one without free health care.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we're
mean,
paying for Israel, so.
I mean, and people and people are really bringing up the Israel thing, and I think that might impact by 2028 if people like us keep hammering, because CNN isn't going to do it, Fox isn't going to do it, corporate media is not going to do it, but more and more people are turning to these podcasts every day because they want to hear regular people's voices that aren't getting paid by anybody saying it how it is, and then having us help them find this information about where this money is coming from, why this is happening. If we're going to give Israel $4 billion, they say, on Fox News, they'll say, well, the argument is you're giving them $4 billion a year. They're spending it on the military. Yes, but they're not spending the money they're spending on fucking free healthcare on military.
Right.
Yeah.
You shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's a stupid fucking argument. We're giving these assholes billions of dollars every fucking year while people are dying on our streets from fucking starvation.
Yeah.
Veterans, kids living in cars. Fuck you, Fox News. Fuck you,
I
Republicans.
mean, I just talked to this gal the other day. She needs cancer treatment. She's like, I need it now. Like it's recurred, but I'm waiting. They told me I have to wait 3 weeks. For the insurance. I have to wait 3 weeks for the insurance company to approve it.
So
Could you
fucking
imagine
stupid.
waking up every day knowing this is inside you,
No.
and you're waiting for a piece of paper from some goddamn bureaucrat
Some
that
fucking
makes more
bean-counting
money,
middleman.
that makes more money by slowing down the payment to you. That's where this $74.1 billion
Not
And
gonna
it
say-
takes 3 weeks because he's
Not gonna
golfing
say
at the
what I want.
Kierland Resort in
Because
Scottsdale.
they make more money if they slow it down.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
where
yeah, for
profit
sure.
comes from.
For
But
sure.
one of the most popular television shows in the history of America was about
Dukes of Hazzard?
well, that's a great show. About a regular working man,
good old boys.
you know, a regular working man who
Daisy
gets
in her shorts.
who gets
Fuck
diagnosed who gets diagnosed with cancer, can't afford it, so he resorts to selling methamphetamine and killing people to pay his hospital bills.
Well,
That's a
my
totally
kids have only watched it
plausible
3 times.
plotline. Where in
It's a little
Canada,
weird.
the show is 1 episode long. He gets diagnosed, he gets his fucking treatment, it's over.
Yeah, no crazy
Most
shit.
boring show in Canadian
killing.
history. Yeah.
No killing for money. No selling hardcore drugs.
We never even meet Jesse.
Yeah, no cartel.
And then it's right back to curling.
Boring.
Montana's know they're getting hosed. They just absolutely know they're getting hosed. Left and right, they're getting hosed, and that's why we need this war, so we kind of distract people.
Distract,
also,
yeah, about how bad life
and
is.
so we don't talk about the healthcare issues. So we don't talk about the fact that our energy prices are about to double. It's
crazy.
When we got the data centers coming, and the Republicans and the corporate Democrats are saying it's not a problem. It's a problem if your power costs double. That's a problem.
What do we do with our right-wing friends? Like, and I got plenty of them, and they talk about how, I mean, it's just, things can't be that way. Things aren't that way. We can't have free health care. That wouldn't be good for the country and all that stuff. It's like, then they tell you how bad it is in Canada. I'm like, okay, dude, I've been here like 26 years, tons of Canadian customers and friends. None of them say that.
Yeah.
They don't say that. They just don't. And
I got a good buddy. I hunt with him all the time up there. He got kicked by a horse on an outfitting trip. Ripped the shit out of him. And I mean, bad. Kicked in the head, kicked in the shoulder, all kinds of emergency flight.
Shit.
Like, he paid zilcho.
Yeah, right.
Nothing. And he's alive now and still doing it.
I got a friend that got hurt skiing up in Canada recently, and he's still in the hospital up there, I think. No bill. No nothing. I mean, they say, well,
not
the
that
doctor.
you don't pay for it, you
like,
do.
There's no incentive, for doctors in America. Wait a second. So in these countries where they have free health care, they actually have free education too. So they're not saddled with $300,000 of debt that takes 30 years to pay. When you're paying, you end up paying $780,000.
But they pay an extra $300 a month in taxes. It's like, well, I pay $1,800 in a premium.
I know. But that makes more sense, Ray Queen. Ray Queen would say that. He'd be like,
So
well, that's what you
all
need.
the non-billionaires watching this, just real quick, just think about.
Pretty much just everybody.
So, but just think about why this is so
we got
important,
that
right?
one guy.
So
There's only 3 non-billionaires.
but why this is so important? Like, all of the systems that we are arguing for and sustaining in the United States are systems to transfer wealth upwards, right? Because what does a health
Everything.
insurance company do? It's a publicly traded company where people make money off of quarterly reports, off the $74.1 billion, and they make money. Does it help healthcare? No. But people profit from it. So when you wonder why there's all these wealthy people up here and the working people can't make it, is because you may argue against free education or free healthcare. And granted, it's not free. Not really, but the reason it's not free in other states or other countries is because we don't allow all the wealth to be transferred up. They don't. They keep it in systems that help working people. And we can either choose to help working people like that, or we can keep letting it be pipelined up to trillionaires like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, who fly rockets around on the weekend competing with each other to see how many friends they can take to fucking outer space.
Well, flying rockets is expensive.
It is. But these other countries don't have anywhere near the homeless people we do. They don't have the suicide rate we do. They don't have the gun deaths we do. They have nothing. America actually is horrible on a worldwide level of all of this stuff. I mean, Charlie Kirk comes out of a fucking restaurant in South Korea. This is the best thing from his show that I remember watching. He goes, look, I just got done eating in South Korea. It's beautiful. There's no homeless people. There's no murders happening. There's no gangs running around. What must be nice? So you dumb motherfucker. You know they got free health care and they got free fucking everything. I mean, you know they got a society that doesn't shit on anybody, treats everybody the same, and takes care of every one of their citizens. They do that, It's like, but, what point was this guy trying to prove? Just because he knows his audience is stupid and it'll get him riled up against liberals.
It's just propaganda.
Somehow?
We are one of the most
fucking
propagandized
nuts.
countries in the world. Like you were saying,
time.
how do we deal with our MAGA friends? It's like they have all fallen into line. You've got people saying things like, I own the 7th largest Hyundai dealership in the Tampa Bay area, and here's why Reza Pahlavi is the true leader of Iran, or he should be. And it's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? And it's like, we killed the Ayatollah, and then we killed the 3 backups. Like, the 3 people we wanted to install, we killed all them. So
By
it's
accident,
like,
according
is
to
the
Trump.
fifth place
lost 3 fighter
option,
jets
the
by
fifth place
accident.
option, is Riley Gaines available for the 5th option?
Yes, Riley Gaines would be good.
The new Shah.
Yeah, the new Shaw. The new Shaw Riley. But it is very symbolic about this Iran war of, the American failure both at home and abroad when we're talking about rescuing the Iranian people when the first thing we did was light up a school of 100 school children.
Girls' school.
And
That doesn't make you sick. I don't know what
it's
to
a
tell
casual.
you.
You heard
war.
Israel.
That's what they say.
That wasn't us. That was the U.S.
Yeah.
This is why, these things are why careful planning, sane people,
Yep.
all the sort of stuff that goes into good governance is important because guess what? You fuck up things in war. Bad things happen. You can't bring dead people back. And this is why going to war is a solemn, unbelievable. Instead, it's like Trump's like, well, it's Tuesday at 2. Let's do it.
Have you seen some of these missiles that Iran has?
Yeah.
They are crazy.
So they've been building up
I
to-
thought missiles went straight. These things move like Devin Hester. It's fucking crazy.
I think they're
It's not
old and
fair.
they probably don't work that well.
I don't know. The explosion was pretty big.
But so this is, I don't know if you guys have heard, but I've read that Iran's been waiting for this for 50 years.
Sure.
So they've been buying as many drones and missiles as they can from China.
It's
from
almost
Russia,
as if
from
we're the
everybody.
threat.
Yeah, kind of weird, right? Kind of weird, and that's kind of my point.
Yeah.
Because it is that way. We put bases all around. When you look at we have Iran completely surrounded. We have for 30 some years. It's been this thing. So of course they're going to kind of be like looking over his shoulder every day, like, oh, death to America. Well, yeah, because they're everywhere. They're going to kill us someday. And is it too far off to think that? Seriously, fucking Trump, he's senile, crazy, call him whatever you want. There's some shit that goes on in his head that we can't explain. Is he going to nuke them?
I don't know.
know
They
if
do
he'll
have
nuke
our
them.
oil. It is under their sand.
How dare they?
We damn well are going to get it.
Well, that's what we're doing it there
Well, it's
for.
like the air-
Well, but the thing is, it's 90 million people.
Right.
And he can just say they're a threat and fucking nuke them.
Several things can be true at one time, right? The Ayatollah, the supreme leaders, all of those people, they're horrible people. They have done terrible things.
Yes.
They have propagated unbelievable terrorist operations across the country across the world for a long time.
Yeah.
So should anybody shed a tear that they're gone? Hell no. You should all do high fives. But it's more complex than that because if you unleash this sectarian hell on an entire region,
which you did.
you could have tens of millions of people die.
Well, just the arrogance of saying, look, this regime change is going to be different. Rest in peace to everyone killed by the gods for their hubris before. But see, I am better than the gods,
China
smarter
can sit
than the
back and fund
gods.
everybody they want. China can just pour money into fucking anybody they want that wants to get involved with this. They can sit back, keep their hands clean, and just watch the destruction and further dominate America in every single fucking way.
All I got to tell the Republicans is it would have been a lot cheaper, would have saved a lot of lives just to release the files.
Yes,
It would have saved us a whole bunch of agony.
It is
a lot of money.
It is
A lot of
very, very funny, though, that they spent a year saying if you vote for Kamala Harris,
we're going to World War III.
Bitcoin's going to crash. You're going to be in another war in the Middle East.
Bitcoin
Groceries
crashed,
are
too.
going to be expensive. The DOJ would be politicized, and the government would protect the Epstein pedophiles. And God damn it, they were right.
I just want you guys to know, if you wondered what it would cost to get the Epstein files released, apparently it's more than $1 billion.
Yeah, no kidding.
Apparently. Well, Stephen Miller sitting back there going, okay, we're going to say this. We're going to do all this shit, but we're going to say the Democrats are going to do it, so they're not going to vote for them.
I don't know.
Then we're going to go ahead and do it.
I feel like people are looking around and going, well, this is a tale as old as time. You've got expensive wars abroad, high prices at home. Well, the Republicans must be in charge of all 3 branches of government again.
That's kind of how it
And we're going to
happens.
blame the Democrats.
Feels like
'cause we know it's
2004.
the Democrats' fault. The Democrats made us do it.
So during Kristi Noem's hearings recently, speaking of Biden, she brought him up so many times. I was just getting sick.
I think
I'm
people
like,
are kind of over. I think people are kind of over
Wouldn't you think
that.
they're over it?
I would think so.
But they're not. You know, like
I mean, it looks like they might be.
you know,
It's
well,
getting
she's
to the
gone
point
now, I
where
guess. But it's like, damn,
Biden's
dude.
like the new Botox for her, like happens once every 2 days.
And what is up? And what is up with Thomas Massey? This guy, he said he's going to force a vote to block Trump's strike on Iran. Is anyone else fucking working on Capitol Hill?
No.
This Thomas Massey guy's like, I'll take Epstein.
excuse
I'm
me.
going to fucking block Iran.
I mean, excuse me.
Is anyone? Come on, let's go.
Massey's like the mad scientist,
It's
and apparently
crazy.
he's the one doing stuff.
Yeah,
It's
it is
crazy.
really crazy
Democrats,
that he is
could
it.
you take a little
Kentucky?
lesson?
I think he's from Kentucky.
He is Kentucky, yeah. Yeah, I do think that is crazy.
Steve
I mean,
Southern brethren.
I give Ro
Yeah.
some credit. Ro's
Yeah,
right
Ro,
there with
yeah.
him. Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty nuts, man.
It was crazy, and it's like.
And he's a Republican, you know? Like, where is he coming from? Like, he's not falling in line.
coming
And the
from the
Republicans are great at falling in
Hills
line.
of Kentucky. Well, I heard a conspiracy that they killed his wife, so he's pissed. Like, but that is unsubstantiated. So Ed, let's switch gears real quick. Not really
Yeah.
switching gears. My quote of the week.
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Once you're done texting Amy.
No, he's going to put that quote in AI. He's going to get it
Yeah.
right.
So here it is, Ed. Here's the quote. This is insane. Regime change will result in a bloody civil war, killing hundreds of thousands and creating another massive refugee crisis. Toppling a leader is never as easy as you think. It almost always results in further involvement, a civil war, and chaos. Resist this.
Ooh, it's got to be a Republican. Oh.
We are Charlie Kirk.
I was going to say Charlie Kirk. I just saw that clip. That's what it was. I just saw that clip. I was
going to say it's
He'd be
Keg,
totally
They-
for
they've been
this.
show- they've been showing that.
He'd be frothing at
They've
the
been
mouth
showing
for this,
that.
I guarantee it. You know, but it's you know, like Joe Peck was talking about the economy. It's like we look at the things happening in Iran. The economy sucks here, and then you've got Kristi Noem, who's just allowed to loot the American taxpayer to the tune of $143 million.
And Cash
And
Patel.
not think that anybody would ever ask any
Yeah.
questions.
And Hayes said,
$143 million no bid contract to her aide's husband's firm that just so happened to hire this firm as a subcontractor.
So she can have her bang bus with
Right, it's
Corey Lewandowski.
crazy.
And she featured prominently in all of those ICE videos.
Oh, big
Right.
time.
It is
and
crazy.
dolled up.
Well, you know they did that exact same thing on Trump version 1. You remember Zinke got in office
yeah.
and he went on a spending spree and
Oh,
all
yeah.
these guys were doing this and
Yeah.
that. And then suddenly they're like, oh, somebody's watching.
You know, but it's like, and this kind of bleeds into, you know, the last thing we're going to talk about here is Zinke and Daines dropping out. But it's like, you look at a poll of what Americans want, and they want affordable health care, kids' free lunches at schools, sensible gun reform, affordable housing, and cheaper groceries.
Legal marijuana.
Right. Instead, all we get is,
lot
you
of
know,
it.
pedophile protection and the ICE Gestapo murdering American citizens.
That's what we get. That's what
Right?
you get.
Or
hand wars.
or a U.S. senator breaking the
Breaking
arm
your
of a Marine
Well, you
in a
want
hearing
your
yesterday.
cake and you want to eat it too, I guess.
Oh,
then.
Jesus.
Yeah, I got another little quick
Steve
quote.
said cake is just gay
Who
bread.
said this when referring to Aaron Flint? He has the intellect of a 6-year-old torturing worms.
That must
That would be
have been-
Ryan Busse.
That was Ryan Busse on the text.
That's pretty good.
It was fucking great. I was like, oh, I can't wait to do this show because once we start talking about
pretty good.
Zinke and Flint and this
So for those
this
people-
is where the real part of the
So
show
for those
starts.
people that don't know, you know, the incumbent Ryan Zinke dropped out at the last minute, and Lil Aaron decided to.
That's my rapper name for
Yeah,
him.
decided to
Aaron
file.
Flint.
He's a radio host or something. I don't know. I tried to listen to his show. It's not nearly as funny as ours.
No.
And
If he was here, he could stand right here and talk.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
already been
right.
endorsed by Trump, so it's almost like this was a coordinated effort to prevent a primary and
Like there was
install.
a kingmaker.
Yeah,
Really?
kind of
Really?
weird, huh?
Install little Aaron to be a very tiny yes man.
So I've done. I know.
You've been on his show.
Ed knows him. I've been on his show 3 times, and my description of it is 4 hours of trying to convince people that Newsmax and conspiracy theories aren't so bad.
Oh,
God.
dude,
I mean,
Right.
there's literally
I know.
nothing. The most wingnutty, crazy, batshit stuff you can think of.
Oh, yeah.
Flint has said, awesome.
Dude,
We love it.
in 24, that fall leading up to the Tester Sheehy race, I mean, I would listen, and Kevin we'd be texting each other because he's listening to it at work, and I'm like, what the fuck? So he just called Tester this leftist, communist, I mean, all about transgender. He wants to have these kids having sex changes in Big Sandy, Montana. Big Sandy of all places. This fucking horseshit coming out of this asshole's mouth. I get it. That's where his money's coming from. You know what I mean?
And we're going to get a whole, 2 months of that shit because they got a super PAC now.
Right, they got money.
They got dark money. They're already kind of, what's his name? Swift and Eaton. They're talking about we got $1 million.
The Twitter troll that lives in a cave.
$1 million of dark money, and we're going to dump it right on the Republicans in Montana because we know that those Republicans love a coronation.
Oh yeah, they do. Oh, without a doubt. And it's going to be gross to people like us. They're going to love it. They're going to. I mean, they're going to live in it.
I think this shit is wearing thin on people.
I think they're in trouble. I mean, Trump campaigned on cheaper groceries and no new wars, and spent his entire year raising the price of groceries and starting numerous wars.
I'm telling you, on the campaign trail.
But do they care? I don't know.
Yeah, seems like they do.
Don't. Voters.
30% don't care.
30%.
This rabid culture war insanity that we're talking about now, it just doesn't resonate with voters like it used to. It really doesn't. They're like,
there's bigger things going on now.
Yeah, because guess what?
Shit is
Healthcare
expensive.
sucks. Right? And tariffs are putting people out of business.
Yes.
And things are happening that are bad.
Like when Kamala was running, things were getting more expensive, and life wasn't super perfect. I mean, honestly, I wasn't doing that bad, but people were willing to take this chance. Wings.
Yeah.
But people were willing to. They're like, fuck it, we got to change course here. And on every metric was saying that the economy is getting better, and it was getting better, and people are traveling, people are doing things. And then Trump gets in, and like you just said, I mean. He's done nothing but the exact opposite in absolutely everything.
It's fucking crazy.
You want cheaper,
not even just one or
you
two
want cheaper
things.
groceries? Let me give you tariffs.
Yes, it's crazy.
And also,
We want home building to be cheaper?
would you like
Tariffs.
less expensive health care? Let me gut the ACA.
I bought cabinets from Canada for my kitchen, and ladies, I'm like, Jesus Christ! And she's like, well, the tariffs are coming from Canada. Why? Well, the ones that we don't really make them in America. I'm like, oh my God.
We're going to give you.
It's going to be $80,000.
We're gonna give
because
you-
it's American.
Well, that's why
craftsmanship.
folks like Zinke are bailing ship.
Right.
Yeah.
They saw the polls. They saw that Republican.
He's
know
down
they'll
to
get
this
better.
guy right here.
That said that Trump is underwater 8 points in the Western congressional districts. He's seen the several polls that say that Busse can actually beat him.
He goes, I'm going
in
to give
the
every
general-
American $2,000 to buy health care and health insurance on the market. It's like, I can fucking do that already. Like, I can call
Here's
Blue
something
Cross
that
and be like,
surgeries
what do
won't
you
solve
got?
for Zinke. Like Trump approval rating and getting your ass kicked. Right? No surgery fixes that.
No surgery fixes that.
And
But
poor
Steve,
Aaron,
what did you
I
say
mean,
he was
he's
going
the
in
guy
for?
just like jumping into this. Is oh, I got this. They love me on the radio, and it's like I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
Some of
dude.
that views aren't
It's
going to
like-
go over so well.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about people here, Aaron. They don't like their homes being lit on fire. They don't like they don't like their health care plans going. And all he's done is praise this shit. Go back and you've listened to his show.
Oh yeah.
Literally nothing
hurts.
that is offensive or damaging to the country has not been praised at 4 hours a day on that show.
On that
I
show.
No, if you go down his vision for what America looks like, you are going to want to move.
Yeah, you are. I think Steve got a report on actually what Zinke's talking about with these surgeries. What's he getting worked on?
Well, he had to have his balls reattached.
Oh, that's right. That's what it
when you
was.
leave.
Okay, all right. That's
That is a microsurgery. It's going to be
microsurgery. Hey, come on now. He's a SEAL. He's a tough
a
guy.
very tiny needle.
I have no doubt he's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he wouldn't stand up to Trump.
No,
That's
God,
the-
no. No one will. No one has. No
Did
one
he
will.
wear his Boy Scout outfit when he first became Department of
Probably.
Interior guy?
There's a famous. I've posted it many times. He's behind Trump. The whole Scouts pledge, right? It looks a little weird.
Oh my God,
Yep.
that's so fucking
I think
creepy.
he had the wrong fingers up there. I think he was doing that, P face.
Oh yeah, the white power deal that they do.
Oh, cute.
Well, but not only
I
did
think it was a
Zinke,
sign of how many he got up the butt.
yeah,
That's really what it was.
not only did Zinke drop out, but Daines did too. Mm-hmm. Daines fucking pulled his own card. Chicken shit.
Okay, so who did it start with? Tom
With
Tillis?
8 minutes left.
Yeah.
Was it Tom Tillis? Was
Tom
the first
Tillis is
one?
not running.
Right, he was the first one to be, and then he started talking like shitting on Trump and not agreeing with everything. I bet
Daines
it felt
won't do
great.
that.
No, Daines.
Isn't it funny how
at
these-
least Zinke's getting nuts put on. Daines never fucking had him.
No.
But I know for Till, as you can see, it just seemed like this. I don't have to do it anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I'm not running.
When
Isn't
I
it funny
see
how
that,
they grow balls
I-
when they leave?
that
doesn't make
pisses me
sense.
off more than anything because that's a guy who knew the truth all along and
All
didn't speak
along.
it. Like these true believers.
And they all know.
No, but the true believers, I
Right.
kind of cut them some slack.
Yeah.
But the people who knew better and
That-
didn't
that
speak it all
hurts.
along, that pisses me off.
Yes.
Yeah, that is bad. That's bad. It's inexcusable. It's very
Yeah.
inexcusable.
Yeah, and Daines too. I mean, 8 minutes ago, he anoints his own guy, bypassing the entire
That is
Republican
fucked
Party.
up, dude.
They're going to get a super PAC in that particular race too, and they're just going to dump all
Right.
these
So,
dark
If
money
you
on-
want to know what the Republican dedication to democracy is, just look at that.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. And Tammy Fisher put it really well. If you don't know who she is, look her up. She just put this out, and I think it was genius.
Don't you
but
dare plug her
but if
podcast.
I'm a Republican, I'm going to be no. Don't even know what it's called. If I'm a Republican, though, I would think at some point.
Well,
it's like,
oof.
okay,
Oh,
all right, I'm
boy.
pushing it right there. But it's like, after all this stuff, if you see how these elections were just lined up, this primary bullshit, it's completely undemocratic. It doesn't give anybody else a chance. It's
No, the
completely
kingmakers.
unfair.
I mean,
Yes.
that's
I mean,
what
why
they're
the
trying to
fuck
do.
would you accept that as a party?
It was the main complaint
will they
everyone
accept-
had with
will
Kamala
they
Harris.
accept it because they accept the fact that, in their mind, they're just going to make more money on a Republican. So anything that's unethical gets swept under the rug, and they don't give a fuck.
Well,
'Cause
I
that's what
think
it
they're
seems.
having a
'Cause
change
they-
of mind. I mean,
even though they're not
liked
making
all
money.
they liked all these billionaires running everything, but suddenly they're like, well, it's not working out so well. And then the billionaire solution is, well, let me show you. I'm a kingmaker. I'm going to appoint this guy to be my successor. I'm going to appoint this guy to be my successor. I got to think the Republicans are going to be like, I don't think that's
Well,
going to work.
Dr. Al's pissed.
I do have
Dr.
Nancy
Al
Shackle's
Lee.
really
Well,
pissed.
all the
I
voters should be
get it.
pissed. All the
But I have
voters should be
friends
pissed.
that are super redneck, and they love that he's getting rid of brown people. They fucking love it. I just can't think that's that many of these
But
people.
he's not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. I mean, it's a big number of friends and people that are just all about it and think that's great. And again, I think most people say, yeah, get violent people out of here. Well, so that only 12% have been violent, but most of these people they don't care. They just like to clean it up. And it's not like they're coming after their jobs. We know all that. I mean, they'll say that. The boogeyman's always something great to believe in. It makes you something to wake up and be mad at. And I was saying that the other day. It's like, why does the guy with the Carhartt shirt and the dirty jeans and the old hat, just kind of redneck looking dude, why does he always look so pissed off? Like, what the fuck, dude? Chill out.
Not
Have
enough
some
fiber.
fun. Not enough fireball. That's probably it. I generally feel bad for those
You're right
cats.
behind him, man.
Because life is, I know I look like that.
Right,
but I'm
we're-
not
yeah, we
pissed
all
off
look MAGA.
I'm not, I definitely look like that, but I'm not pissed off all the time. And
But you got to
family-
think that Dr. Al is pissed off.
We know he is.
that
He
they
is,
stole
yeah.
his primary, and I get it. That's how I felt when they anointed Harris to be the to be the presidential candidate. They
That was
bypassed the
horrible.
whole primary.
Horrible.
They're doing that to the Republicans. I feel bad for those guys,
Didn't he
but that's
make a
what's
post?
happening.
Didn't he make a
did.
post
Oh, yeah.
today? Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Zinke did it. Daines did it. I mean, if you want to know their disdain for their voters, they're showing you.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't trust you. They don't
They
trust
don't
the
care.
voters.
No, and they
And
don't care.
I'm telling you, that is gonna rip the Republican Party apart because the voters are not. They're like, excuse me.
Well, that's what I'm
you don't
hoping.
Get to, you rich assholes from Bozeman, you don't get to pick this.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm hoping. And I'm hoping the Republicans that do chime in and watch this show, not the asshole ones that leave us like I love cock, comments. I mean, Jesus Christ, we get enough of that. But just to think about it.
Do we? That's hilarious.
Whenever the BLM cat.
That's so funny.
You like that cock, don't you? It's like, yeah, wow, good one, dude.
That's
Just
great.
ask them what time they're free later.
That's great.
I see some of your comments that are like that.
That's
It's
so
pretty
funny.
I always ask him about gay sex.
God,
and
I
then
love
they never
that.
have anything to
Then
say.
they're like, nope, I'm done. I'm done.
I can't believe people watch, let alone comment stuff like that. That's so funny.
I know. Well, some of them, you're up to 1,000 comments. You're like, oh, I can't keep up anymore.
Yeah, I don't even look. I
I
don't
really
look.
want to know what they're saying because
Nah.
it's got people going.
No,
you
you
know? But you're right. No, I know.
No,
I,
you don't.
I know. I want to respect myself in the morning.
Oh God. Well, I think we can. I think that's all we have. We can move into closing thoughts. Joe Peck, why don't you start us off?
Closing thoughts. I think that it's pretty interesting that everybody who's getting anointed has somehow worked for Gianforte.
Yes.
As well as the people getting supported have all worked for Gianforte. It almost seems to me like there's some kind of conspiracy going on that it's got the circling around this billionaire cabal that's kind of running everything in Montana. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a farmer.
Ryan, what do you got for us?
I guess I want to give all you guys a little bit of hope. It feels pretty
like
dark.
Obama.
No, I'm not going to do the hope and change thing. What I am going to tell
Let me
you
be clear. I
is
like that.
sort of like a gravity is real kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like all of you guys who care about politics, making the world better, you're thinking, wait, all this bad stuff is happening to people, and yet they're still voting in, deleterious ways to themselves. And I'm telling you, that's getting ready to change. I've been on the campaign trail when it was super hypercharged. The 2024 election was the most expensive election per capita. That Senate election was the most expensive election per capita in the history of this nation, here in Montana.
Right.
$321 per voter was spent in this. $321 per voter. The next closest was $44 in Ohio. 8 times more was spent here. Right?
That is insane.
So it supercharged the atmosphere. We all felt it. There were bundles of mailers.
You're
you
right.
couldn't turn on the football game without getting pissed off, right?
Right.
And so, but
Very pissed off.
That's much different now. When I talk to voters, just anybody. I was in Thompson Falls. I've been in Hamilton. I've been in all these places. They're mad about the same things that we've been talking about. Their health care is too expensive. They can't buy groceries. So what I'm telling you, gravity is real. Judgment Day is coming. It's coming in November. I believe it. I believe it. It's going to happen.
Nice. No fate but what we make. Terminator
Yeah.
2. Judgment Day.
Like it.
Ryan doesn't like hope. Ryan hates hope.
I don't really have much. I guess I've got something funny that I should tell Kev about because he was talking about the song Jesus Etc. by Wilco a few weeks ago. I
you
was
guys
watching
and your music.
I was watching an old Beavis and Butthead episode, and for some reason I just started singing Beavis, don't cry. You can rely on me, honey. Butthead is a setting sun. Anyway,
I get behind that.
I thought Kev would appreciate that. That's all I
We'll
have.
send that to Kel, too.
I don't even know who that band is,
Beavis, don't cry.
Well, I guess I'm just going to say one more time, MAGA, chump ship. Just do it. Do it now. Because the longer you wait, the dumber you look. You look pretty fucking dumb right now. Have a good night.
Hey,
night,
we're going to talk
everyone.
about the round table a little bit. We got the round table. We're going to be at the Performing Arts Center.
What's that?
In Whitefish Middle School at 7 p.m. on Monday. Ryan Busse's
You
going
got to
to
put
be
these
there.
4 monkeys on a stage?
Monday,
Oh, yeah.
March
I'm one of
9th, right?
Monday, March 9th, 7 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center in Whitefish Middle School. We're going to have the 4 Democratic candidates for Congressional District 1 there.
Yep.
It's free admission.
Free beer, free wings. Don't quote me on
Streamed online. No free beer, no free wings.
Ed will be giving out all kinds of free beer at the door.
Ed's not giving stuff out. Ed's paying for the venue.
Free weed.
But it's free to attend in person. Please do. And the
gonna be fun.
candidates are going to hang out in the lobby after to answer your questions.
As long as you need them to. They'll be there
Yes,
midnight,
till
1
midnight if they
a.m.
want. Buzzy's like,
Tell all your friends.
Joe Peck, let it be known Joe Peck is a liar.
proven liar. But we're going to take questions online and live. So great. We'll have a place you can ask your questions in the lobby, and we'll filter through them and make sure some of them aren't too insane, and we'll ask the proper ones and give you the credit for whoever's asking them, and we'll take them online as well from Facebook.
Bonnie will make sure Steve parks on the southwest side of the building. There's no camera over there. It's dark.
Yeah.
Get it.
Get him. Get
Crack him good.
Get him. We'll leave a tire iron under the third bush.
Anyway, have a good night, everybody. We'll see you Monday.
Thanks for hanging with another hour of this bullshit. Check out Ryan Busse on all platforms and join us Monday at the Whitefish Performing Arts Center for the Democratic Roundtable. Next week, we'll have our guy coming from Monday, Matt Rains, and before the